Welcome back, everybody. Today we're checking out the Mondo 1/6 scale Battle Cat. Let's jump right in. As always, we're going to start out appreciating the box art or card back art, depending on what we're looking at, right? I like to take time to appreciate what's going on in the imagery that we see, how it relates to the idea and the concept behind the universe that we're about to jump into when we get inside the package. So that being said, we're looking at He-Man here. He's got his battle armor on. So when we get to comparisons today, we'll look at that. And he's got the power sword. He's got his shield in the right hand. He's fighting these minions of Skeletor here. I don't know what their names are, but I've seen them before. I've definitely seen them before. Very cool. One thing that's dope about Mondo is that they always cite the artists that are involved in their work. So that's really dope. We should see that somewhere on the box. Taking a look at one of the sides, Battle Cat 1/6 scale figure. And sure enough, down here at the bottom, packaging illustrations by Florian Bertmer and packaging design by Gabe Chicois. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Please excuse me. The fearsome Battle Cat, He-Man's trusted friend and faithful companion, is feared throughout all Eternia. You better believe it. So I've got the box empty already for sake of ease for the video. So this is band ready. All right, and we're going to start out today with the Baby Cringer statue. It is non-articulated, not even the head. It has sculpted detail for his hair. And that texture feels really nice, almost like you're petting him. I'm petting him, but I get the texture feeling on my side as I pet the statue. And it goes all the way down his legs, down to his paws. And that texture feels great. You know, the yellow, immediate impression, it's pops. It's very vibrant. And I like the green that they went with for this Cringer. It looks really dope. The purple on his nose and on his tongue, I don't know that I've ever seen that, right? I'm going to just jump out on a limb. Again, I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just a person that collects toy art pieces. And I don't think, that having been said, I don't think Cringer has a purple nose. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but I think it looks absolutely beautiful. That is so dope. His eyes are so well done. He's got the glimmer in his eye. It looks so well done. The gloss and the black. Beautifully, beautifully done. The piece is just a couple of solid pieces of, I guess, resin or something. It doesn't feel like a brittle plastic, but it is glued here at that shoulder, here at that shoulder, and then here at the tail. The tail itself does have a little give to it, but it's not going to move at all for you. So just be mindful of that, and I will, that I don't put too much pressure on the tail or anything like that and damage my beautiful Baby Cringer statue. That thing is beautiful. Let me get my hands out the way. That's a beautiful shot. Heck yeah. All right, let's get to the rest of the package. So let's go ahead and remove one part of the foam and let's see what falls out and what doesn't. Everything's falling out. Everything is literally falling out. No, I didn't think this through. It was at that moment that he realized. So let's get everything standing up here, man. We're doing this together for the first time. I don't know if you're honored by that or annoyed by having to go through the process. So just making sure he doesn't fall over on me. Wow. He's amazing. I'm not gonna lie, when I first peeled the top part of the foam, when I went to show my mom, or even when I saw it myself, I was blown away. I haven't removed any of this, but just the shine on his armor is amazing. Another thing that struck me immediately when I was messing around with him in the box was that these are individual panels of armor. Look at that. Look at that. That is crazy. Even back here in the back, these are individual pieces of armor. That is so dope, man. All the gold accents. I mean, we're going to look at this closer, but let me just get all this stuff off. I don't even know how to get it out. There we go. I thought it was one piece in the front, but nope. How does this come off? Like this, like this, that. What's this about? Holy crap, this thing has a harness all the way around the back. All right, so I'm gonna put it down. There we go. Wow. I mean, it looks almost like it could be a statue, right? Like if you went into one of those furniture stores and they got all those big animal statues all over the place. It looks like it could be a statue painted with matte colors, but it looks like it could be porcelain or something like that. This thing is absolutely beautiful. You've got all kind of paint going on. So you've got the beautiful green that they went with. Then you've got layers of green shading. Then you've got accents of white. You've got what seems like either dark green shading or black shading. You've got the bright, vibrant yellow. You've got a orange or kind of like a burnt orange. And then you also have the great, vibrant, popping yellow gold accents on the rivets, on the buckle here by the harness. And this thing is big and beefy. The plastic itself is very, very flexible and soft feeling, but it's so thick that you don't have to worry about it tearing or anything like that. So a good balance there of thickness for durability, but also softness for pliability. Really cool. Like you see how I'm just moving it all over the place? You've got additional sculpted details in the harness. Here you have, I guess that's Battle Cat himself, or maybe his species, but you have it here towards the front, towards the back, on the rear. We've got some sculpted detail here. I don't think those are letters or anything, just some geometric patterns. The saddle here, wow, this thing is super soft. Man, it almost feels like material. It's super soft. It is thick. And again, I'm not worried about it ripping. Really nice. Look at the back. You see more of the white. Let's see if we get him on the side. You can just appreciate more of the painted detail throughout. Man, he has purple paws. Really cool. So just tons of paint throughout, as you can see. On the back here, you have that same kind of leather harness, and that is a very soft rubber, also plastic. This piece is also very soft. Clearly, all this can be removed if you chose to display him without his armor on. I'm not going to go that route. And then you got the harness, pretty hefty underneath. And I like how they added this extra piece in the middle. Really nice. Nice little shot. All right, let's look at some of the other face portraits. This one is tough. This one is tough. I don't remember seeing this before, but that wouldn't be anything new. The articulating jaw again. Purple nose again. Interesting, man. This thing is beautiful, man. This material here looks just like the harness in color match and everything, but it is more rigid than the armor on Battle Cat himself because it's not intended to come off or move around. But they did the eyes perfectly. Let me look into the camera. His gaze is pretty much perfect. The teeth. The tongue, I mean, wow, you even have more of that painted detail inside the roof of the mouth. And this articulates and feels really smooth. You get a really wide bite. Munch. So that's portrait number 2. 1, 2. And portrait number 3. Wow, that's a beautiful look. So he's still Battle Cat in this form. He is just without his headdress, without the head armor piece. Dope. Super amount of range here for his bite. Sculpting is such like it's such a magical craft, man. Like you could look at a sculpt and it's just like plastic or sand or marble or whatever. And it can just look so lifelike, you know? So amazing. All right. Portrait number 3. And last but not least, portrait number 4. So this is the Cringer look. If you wanted to take off all of Battle Cat's armor and everything and make him only a massive Cringer, you could do that. Get him side by side there. I love the look of this little statue. Cringer with his one tooth out. Looks very, very cute. Purple nose again. Very dope. Very, very dope. And if you want to see what our Cringer looks like next to the face portraits, that's super cute. You know what? That might be the thumbnail picture. That is super cute. All right, let's jump into our comparisons for today. And of course, for the theme, we're going to stick with Battle Cat. First up, I'll bring out the New Origins Battle Cat. And you can see that he is dwarfed by our Mondo Battle Cat. I'll bring out our baby Cringer, just so that you can see that baby Cringer is actually a pretty decent scale for our Origins. Not too bad if he wasn't cowering like this, right? So, very small, perfect for the 5.5 scale, but dwarfed by our 1/6 scale. And next up, I will bring out the Masterverse Battle Cat, which was formerly the biggest Battle Cat ever. I do not have the Classics Battle Cat. I do not have the Vintage Battle Cat, but these comparisons will do for today, and we'll get these guys right there side by side. Give us a little look from an angle there. We can't, and you can see we can't even get Armando in the screen. It really does look, man, like a statue. But the textures feel soft, like high quality plastic. It just feels like an action figure, but looks like a statue. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. All right, let's bring out our He-Man and Skeletor figures and see how they stand side by side. I'll bring out my Mondo Deluxe He-Man. This is the version 2 release that came out in 2023. And that is actually the first time I've had them standing side by side. And it really is a big scene. I can't find my tape measure. I don't know where my tape measure is. Otherwise, I would pull out the tape measure because it really is a big scene. As you can see with the Classics Grayskull behind it, you know, Battle Cat is about the length, just about, you know, give or take a couple of inches. He's almost as long as Classics Castle Grayskull is wide. The top of his harness reaches the nose of Castle Grayskull. Like, Battle Cat is a behemoth. And then you have him here standing next to your He-Man. It's a huge, huge scene. That looks absolutely beautiful right there. That might be the thumbnail picture, not sure. But wow, that is a gorgeous scene. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let me go ahead and set up He-Man riding Battle Cat so we can try to get a glimpse of what that looks like. All right, so we're going to do a little dynamic camera movement here so you can get some views. It's not an exact likeness for what we saw in the box because I did not want to take out the shield. But you can see how tall He-Man is sitting, almost to the top of Castle Grayskull, above the skull. It is a massive, massive set. Beautiful angle. Wow, man. Wow, this is so gorgeous, man. This was a set that as soon as they announced Battle Cat, I imagined in my head, wow, man, I want that set. That's a dream set. This is kind of like, you know, if you had an image in your mind of what a perfect setup might be, these two figures with all of the you know, finishing details and touches, the paints, the textures, the sculpting. They look so beautiful, man. This to me is definitely a Grand Slam and Grail setup in my collection. No question about it. No question about it. In case you're wondering, I'll move a little slowly. The harness here could totally accommodate the foot. I just choose not to do it. I'll show you over on the other side. I do have it working there. So it can totally work for you, no problem. I'm just not gonna go with this display because I just like my figures to be standing in a relatively vanilla pose, if you will, but with some body English. You know, a little bit of body English in the shoulders, maybe in one of the hips or the knees, the slight little bit of English on the wrists. And that's pretty much how I like to display my figures when they aren't all falling over. This is super dope. Let's get Skeletor into the scene and do some final thoughts. Final shot, final thoughts as I bring the animated Skeletor from Mondo in their 1/6 scale into the picture. They recently revealed and put up for sale, I believe, the deluxe Skeletor. Wasn't able to pick that one up. I am very happy with the animated style. It is very unique. We haven't seen it before in any play factor or form. So I really like it because of its uniqueness, but also I'm a fan of the cell shading. I'm a fan of the cartoon series, and I love what they did with this particular figure. Very dope. For my wonderful, delightful, beautiful Battle Cat. In terms of articulation, we didn't look at that today. You're just going to have to trust me on it. It is standard articulation. They delivered on all of the joints. What I will say was that I was impressed and surprised by was the articulation in the toes on the front paws. You can move and articulate each of the toes separately. I like the idea of having that one middle toe up, you know? But the back paws don't do that. But that's really cool. You've got swivel here at the ankle, there at the ankle, a little bit of swivel here at the back, no swivel here in the rear hind knee. The back hips do flex outward just a teensy-weensy bit for you. And in the front, these shoulders do flex a little bit outward, and they'll flex inward for you. Very dope. And you got fluid movement. Fluid movement, but the joints do feel nice and stiff. So your baby is going to stand, if you want to call something this ferocious a baby. His body crunched to the side so that he can be in the angle for the shot. Very dope. Final thoughts, final impressions. This thing is a grand slam. It feels like a high-end premium art piece, and it absolutely is that. The plastics they went with, the paints they went with, the variety in the portraits that they gave us, and how well sculpted everything is, the solidness of the figure, the articulation that we do have. They nailed this. This is a grand slam, and this is an art piece that I will have in my collection. And this little guy, I had seen him in the promo pics and in the video interview reveal with Pixel Dan that Mondo did. And I thought it was awesome. I thought it was cute, and I thought I was going to like it. But in hand, that face just steals your heart. It's absolutely cute. And I love the purple. Heck yeah. This is like my surprise welcome hit from the Battle Cat piece. Very dope. Dope. Total dream come true. This thing is beautiful. As always, everybody, thank you so much for coming out and sharing in the experience of collecting toys and toy art pieces as an adult. And I hope you're able to keep coming back. I love when you share stories in the comments. And until next time, everybody, thank goodness it's playtime.